Friends of Scouting, a how-to video. Anyone can be a Friends of Scouting champion, a Friends of Scouting coordinator. You don't have to be a financial expert. You don't have to be good at coordinating events or even a public speaker. What you need is to have a little time and commitment to help make the Scouting program an ongoing success. First of all, obtain Friends of Scouting materials from your local council or district. Your district will be hosting Friends of Scouting champions and training. If you missed it, these online tools will help. And if needed, ask. Trust me, there is help out there from other units and from the council. Next, obtain the list of previous contributors to your unit. Knowing who's contributed in the past, they're likely to contribute again, especially if they're still involved with the unit, and in some cases, even if they're not. This also gives you some numbers to work with for setting your goal and knowing how many families participated in the previous year. If that number was, say, 20%, then hopefully getting an increase, maybe making that 20 or 50% becomes much easier. If 80% participated in the previous year, you know you're hitting a good number. Next, create a timeline. Start with establishing your kickoff date and work backwards. Whatever your kickoff date, your presentation event is, the blue and gold banquet, a court of honor, etc., that is your kickoff date. Now back up a couple of weeks for pre-event communication. Back up from that date a couple more weeks to coordinate with your unit leaders. And back up from that 2 weeks to get yourself organized and begin implementing this plan. That's 6 weeks before the kickoff. If you're already under that timeline, not to worry, you can still get it done. That's just an ideal. Your timeline after their kickoff event will include follow-up communication. A week later, 2 weeks later, 3 weeks later, and a final push to end the month-long campaign. Expect to send one last communication of thanks, whether you've hit your goal or not. If not, then you should have built in an extra week or so to make some follow-up calls to try and close out the campaign. All some folks need is just a little reminder phone call, and they will contribute. They just got busy. Let's talk about pre-event communication. It's always best, and the entire campaign is best, handled by someone internally from your own unit. That makes it personal for you, it makes it personal for your audience, and it makes it personal within your unit. When it comes to the story, the sell, and the ask, in other words, asking for your pledge, make it your own. Make it fit your unit. If you've done this before, great. If not, we've put together a video of a sample presentation. Watch it. Watch it more than once. Use the same words, or make the words your own. Make the concept your own, or keep the concept. Or make the words and concept your own, however it works for you. The point is to help give you some ideas on what you can say in making your ask. Please prepare this presentation. Making presentations for fundraising does not just roll off the cuff very well. Including what is important and no more, and then asking for everyone to participate and show support for the unit and the scouting program is simple. Have laptops, tablets, a technology center available to use the Event Daddy registration and pledge website. Technology is our friend, and while some folks will just write a check, hand you cash, or complete the paper pledge contribution form, all of which are happily acceptable, having a station where parents can immediately stop when they are done with the event and they're still thinking about it and they're still tied to the emotion of a scouting event, you will get off to a strong start, if not hit your goals right then. We all have busy lives, and while we intend to donate, life can get in the way. Having the ability to make that online donation or pledge right then, because you gave them an opportunity and made it easy, will quite literally pay off for the Friends of Scouting campaign. So position yourself, and perhaps a couple of volunteers, to collect at the appropriate time. Part of that includes putting yourself in a convenient and mostly unavoidable location. Stand at the beginning of the food line for a blue and gold or other event with food. Place yourself and volunteers at the back of the room with a hat or basket if it's in a church or a conference room. And finally, have that person or two at a table with the computers or tablets out in the lobby or at the back of the room. But don't have your volunteers behind the table. Be out in front, make eye contact, and thank everyone for listening and for considering taking time to make a donation. After your kickoff event has happened, now's the time for follow-up communication. After the event, use email and other unit technology, websites, texts, apps, to provide an update 2 days after the event. Let everyone know what a great start you are off to and that X dollars have been collected already. Thanks to those on-site donors, appropriate tokens of appreciation should be distributed if they were not handed out right then. Encourage everyone to click on a direct link or via email or text if they have not yet contributed, and go make their donation right now while they're thinking about it. A similar message should go out 7 to 10 days after the initial ask, and every week or so thereafter until the goal is met or the campaign ends. Don't forget those last-minute reminders that final week. Making a quick phone call. We know you've been meaning to donate a little something. Please write that check or go online and do it now while there's still time. That will spur donations. If you have the ability, depending on the timing of your first ask, you may be able to make a second or follow-up pitch, perhaps at a unit meeting, a campout, or some other event. If so, don't expect to or repeat the whole pitch. Cut it down to 2 minutes. Hit the highlights, including how close you are to meeting your unit goal and the benefits of all involved. Make it a call to immediate action, because the opportunity to help others is about to close. And then those follow-up calls. Start with the previous donors who have not yet given this year. They probably got busy. A quick call asking if they intend to support Friends of Scouting at the same level as last year, or perhaps consider increasing their donation. Don't ask if they're going to donate. Assume they will. Ask how much they plan to donate. Thank them and ask if completing the pledge form for them would be a benefit, or better yet, guide them to the Event Daddy site, and even still better, send them a direct link to the Event Daddy site in an email or text. As your campaign is wrapping up, thank yous and the tokens of appreciation, I recommend going out buying some cheap thank you cards and write one to each family who donated. It will be appreciated and make it more likely that they will contribute again in the future. You can mail them, but better yet, save the postage and hand deliver them at a couple of the next unit meetings. If the donor qualifies for a recognition item, a patch, a bag, a plaque, etc., make sure they know that, and make sure they receive it in a timely manner. Again, this will make them much more likely to repeat the gift next year. And wrapping up the campaign. Once the goal has been met or exceeded and the time for the campaign has ended, let your unit know. Send final emails making an announcement at a couple of meetings. Let all know that you did indeed hit that participation goal, or at least came close, and you always come close. Remind them of the unit dollar goal and how close you came, or by how much you exceeded it. Be excited either way, and thank everyone multiple times for any giving amounts. Each did their part to make Friends of Scouting a success, and to make Scouting more accessible, enjoyable, and affordable for all in our communities. I hope this how-to guide helps you with your campaign. Remember, this is an outline, not the perfect formula. You can run an FOS campaign. Good luck and good scouting.